I spent, Jill and I got up yesterday morning early and went to the hospital and hung out with him there. A lot of our teammates were there throughout the night, which was good. He went on and had surgery that night, and appreciate our doctors and everybody attending to him that quickly and promptly. And the outpouring of love and support that Rebel Nation and others have given him has certainly been heartwarming. He, when I got there early Sunday morning, he was good, but as a competitor and a guy that is dealing with not being able to play the rest of the year, and the fact that he was involved in a play that in his mind he let us down some way, which certainly we don't feel that way. He has to deal with all of that, and we're going to certainly help him do all that. And again, I know everyone else will also, but he's a tremendous young man. We're looking at 4 or so months of recovery time. It is what I'm told, and he'll be back with us and hopefully ready to go for spring ball. But we love him and appreciate the effort he gave in helping our team being put in that situation. And now others will step up and carry it on.
It's kind of a touchy subject. No answer if you don't want to, but you know, it's been pretty publicized. Some of the no calls, some of the different calls that didn't go Ole Miss's way. Almost unfair, it seemed like. What's your take on all that? I don't even know if you can answer that.
Well, I tell you what I will say is, you know, I choose unfair is, you know, I tell my 3 children all the time, life's not fair. And sometimes, you know, and I'll tell our kids, you know, I told them yesterday, actually in the meeting, I got a letter from former Chancellor Kayak, and he was talking about some of these things. And I would say sometimes it's unjust in the fact, and what I mean by that is the rewards you get is really not equal to the effort you put in or to what you think you might have deserved out of a situation. And as far as the calls, our officials do, you know, they work extremely hard at being the best at what they do. And I have confidence in the leadership that they have, and Steve Shaw. It is frustrating at times for certain things that you feel like you saw a different way. But just like, you know, at the time I thought it sure looked like it could have been a horse collar call, and after watching the film it wasn't. But so sometimes I don't see things correctly. That's a tough one to answer, but I do have confidence that you're frustrated when you see certain things, but I do have confidence that that they want to be. I make bad calls too sometimes. So.
I guess as you guys try to replace Laquan, I imagine Vince Sanders become a bigger part of that. We've talked for years about him being the underrated guy. How do you think he'll handle now the fact that he's probably the #1 wide receiver?
I think he'll handle it well. I'm certainly very hurt for Laquan, but Vince, like we've talked about many times, I think he's one of the more underrated players in this conference. He continued to win a bunch of one-on-ones the other night. Had chances for some bigger plays, and we either didn't get it quite to him, or he got held, and we had a couple of calls on that were good calls. But I think Vince will respond extremely well. He had some good things to say in our team meeting yesterday as being a senior and a quiet leader. So I'm excited about seeing his role increase, and as I am Quincy Attaboy Joes and Markel Pax. And then we've got to discuss this week, you know, a possible Derek Jones move back now with this open week and all and the time we have to prepare for the last part of our season.
Hugh, can you talk about some other injuries? Laramie, Trey, Itavius?
Well, the list is long. I didn't actually bring it in that I got. Itavius and Trey both had concussions, and they've started our concussion protocol and we'll have to wait until the doctors clear them for them to return back to practice. Laramie's partially torn bicep just was 1 week, wasn't quite enough for him to feel like he could function. So now we're hopeful that with this week and next week, him hopefully being ready for the last stretch. Aaron Morris, as you know, left the game and didn't finish. He's getting some tests done today. I don't think it's anything that would be keep him out for the remainder of the year, but just made us even more thin at the end of the game than we were already. Ben Steele, we just day to day said that after the game, just super proud of the way he gutted his performance out. And not just him, but he was playing on one wheel pretty much. There were some other little things, but nothing that I expect anybody to miss time